Waycross presents an election forum for Colerain Township Trustee. There are 4 candidates running for 2 open positions. The candidates are, in alphabetical order, Chuck M. Klosterman, Raj Rajagopal, Kathy Ulrich, Dan Unger.
Welcome to another Waycross election forum. This forum is for Colerain Township Trustee. I'm Dana Gagnon, Government Programming Coordinator for Waycross Community Media, and I am joined in the studio by co-host Dave Moravec, who is the president of Colerain Township Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And we have in our studio 4 candidates. We have Chuck Klosterman, we have Raj Rajagopal, we have Kathy Ulrich, and we have Dan Unger. So thank you, all 4 of you, for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Now the next thing we're going to do is hear their 2-minute opening statement. But before we do that, I want to make sure that the viewers know that if they are watching this live on October 6th, they can be part of it. They can email me their questions for the candidates right here in the studio. I will get them on this magical device I have here in front of me, and that means we can ask their questions for them to help make sure that they get everything they need to know answered in time for them to vote. So there's a couple rules for those, and just to make sure they follow those rules so we can get their questions in, here they are. You must be a Colerain Township resident to ask a question of these Colerain Township candidates. So that means when you send an email, make sure you include your name and make sure you include your Colerain Township street. I'm not going to read your last name or your street address on the air. It's just so that we can make sure that the people asking questions are really the people who live in Colerain Township. Now, questions must be phrased for all the candidates, not just for one targeted candidate in particular. If you do want to send a question and it's October 6th and it's the day we're live, you can send it to live@waycross.org. Okay, we've covered that now, right?
We have. We're ready to go.
All right. You think that everyone's got that now, right? Okay. Well, then let's go to the 2-minute opening statements. And we are going to start right here with you, Mr. Klosterman.
Thank you very much. So just a little about me. I've been married to my wife, Tracy. We had for 31 years. We have 3 awesome boys. I am one who believes in getting involved. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry,
I'm one who believes in getting involved. And so in years past, I actually, when we lived in Fairfield, I was part of the Citizens Police Academy. I became part and instrumental in the CRC, which is the Community Reinvestment Council, when we brought Cincinnati Insurance over to Fairfield. I belong to the Munich Sister Cities. I was a past secretary of Munich Sister Cities. I'm a Donauschwaben member, and from 2004-2010, I was on the Board of Trustees for Donauschwaben. I belong to Germania Society as a member, and also the Catholic Coping Society member. I also belong to the Southern Ohio Dog and Game Protective Association. So I believe in making sure that I'm involved. I like to be involved, and I like to do things where I am living. And we have been living now back in Colerain, and I say back because we moved out for a short period, and we've been back now for 9 years. So that's a little about me.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mr. Rajagopal.
Thank you. Thank you, Dana. My name is Raj Rajagopal. I'm currently the Colerain Township Trustee. I'm also the president of the Colerain Township Board, Board of Trustees. I'm married. I have 4 children, 3 daughters and a son. Their daughters are very successful, and a son also very successful. They all live in a different part of town. I want to tell you one thing. I'm a proven, trusted leader with a track record. I'm a successful Colerain business owner. I'm a fiscally responsible, made Colerain Township government financially sound. I want to say a little bit about my background. I have a master's degree, 2 master's degrees. The one in criminal justice. I got another master's degree in a practical ministry from Cincinnati Christian University. I'm also attended Harvard. I got a diploma in the executive education in the School of Kennedy School of Government. I attended several training in executive excellence and received awards from the Department of Correction with the U.S. Department of Justice. And also, I served as a deputy sheriff for almost 11 years, then went to the probation department, in the probation department, became a chief, and also involved in the several organizations. I was a lieutenant governor for the Kiwanis Club. I was a Rotary member, and also serving as a co-chairman for the Hamilton County Hospital Commission. And also, I'm serving in the Solid Waste Management Committee in the Hamilton County. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Ms. Ulrich.
Thank you, Dana, and the Waycross Community Media for hosting this forum tonight. I am Kathy Ulrich. I am a candidate for the Colerain Township Trustee. I am supported and endorsed by the Republican Party. I've lived in Colerain Township for 38 years. I've raised my 4 children here. I've worked in Colerain Township for over 44 years, getting my first job at Lowmark Drug Stores on Springdale Road at the age of 16, where I met my husband of 41 years. After graduation from Miami University, I went full-time into real estate, and I have loved selling real estate in Colerain Township because I love living in Colerain Township. As I've been talking, campaigning to families and residents and businesses around Colerain, I have been making my message clear. I believe in the transparency that Colerain Township has adopted of all the meetings of the trustees by Waycross. They've done a diligent job in keeping everything live and letting the citizens know what's going on. The communication is so important that all the residents can have their input and knowledge of what the trustees are voting on for the residents. I will make a diligent effort to watch your tax dollars, just make sure they're spent effectively and efficiently. Thirdly, I think the main job of any government is to keep our citizens safe. I believe we should get all the resources for our brave and dedicated police, fire, and EMS professionals. They need those resources to do their jobs to keep us safe. Lastly, I believe in cleaning up Colerain. We have to keep Colerain clean. We have to make it a desirable community to get businesses and families to come here and plant their roots. Again, I'm Kathy Ulrich, and I look forward to your vote on November 2nd. Thank you.
Mr. Unger.
Thank you, Dana. Hi, I'm Dan Unger. I'm a current Colerain Township trustee, and I would like to be reelected on November 2nd. I've been married to my preschool teacher wife, Jean, for 31 years. We have 2 adult children, Kara and Thomas. And I know Kara's watching, so hello, Kara. And I've really enjoyed my work as a Colerain Township trustee. When I ran for election 4 years ago, I said I would do some specific things, and I have done those things. One of them was our transparency portal on our township website. We now have all of our detailed financials and just about any other statistic you would want to know by going to our township website and looking under transparency. The finances have been critical. During the 4 years that I have been a trustee, we have had multi-million-dollar surpluses each year in 18, 19, 20, and we're on target to have a surplus in excess of $2 million this year. And what does that come from? It comes from fiscal prudence. The best thing I can tell you is that Colerain Township will have paid off the remainder of our outstanding general obligation bonds by the end of this year, and Colerain Township will be debt-free. I would ask you, how many communities or municipal entities are debt-free? It's been something I have strived for. It's the way I live my personal life. Some of the other promises I made as a candidate in 2017 was that we would have all of our meetings in the evening. Previously, meetings were scheduled in the morning or in the middle of the day, or special meetings that the public could not attend. People are able to attend our meetings because we have them in the evening. Our agendas are posted 96 hours ahead of time rather than the day before as they previously were. So that and a lot of other things I'm looking forward to discussing this evening, and I'd ask for your vote on November 2nd. I'm Dan Unger.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Now,
We'll jump into the questions because we don't have a lot of time with 4 candidates. The first one comes from a resident in Colerain named Rose. It's regarding the roads. And we'll start with Mr. Unger first and work our way this direction. Our roads are crumbling. Will you make repairing township streets a priority, and how will you go about funding it? You have a minute?
1 minute to answer this question.
Okay, thank you, Rose. The duty of a township trustee in Ohio is to maintain a system of roads and maintain cemeteries. When the Ohio Constitution was written, those two things were the main duties of a trustee, and in a lot of smaller townships, the trustees actually get out and do a lot of road work themselves, especially as you get out into eastern Ohio. In Colerain Township, we have a good public works department and a dedicated road program. I want to say we resurfaced maybe 15 streets this year, and we do rate our streets from worst condition to best, and we're using all of our budget dollars to maintain those streets. Some of them we resurface, other streets have the curbs taken out and redone. And how will we fund it? Back in 2015, the previous Board of Trustees reached a consent decree with Rumpke, and the funding that we get from the Rumpke settlement is where most of the funding for our roads comes from. In addition, we have license plate fees and our share of the state fuel taxes.
Terrific, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Ms. Ulrich?
I'm not privy to all the roads that are on the list of first and second priority, but I have heard a lot of the residents concerned about our roads. I do know that the Rumpke money is earmarked for our roads. I do believe we are looking into some grants to help with roads, so that is another avenue to try to fund some of the road conditions.
Terrific. Mr. Rajagopal?
Thank you, Dave. When I first ran, I made a promise, built a good roads and good sidewalks. One of my priorities. I did it. You know how I did it? I worked cooperatively, worked the agency like county engineer and Ohio Department of Status, Transportation. First I told them I build up East Miami Road. I did it. They repaved it now. They're putting a traffic lights in the Harrison Avenue. And also I told them I build a Pippin Road. I work with the county. Now the Colerain Avenue, the residents sent the questions. Then I had a meeting with the ODOT. They were going to repave the Colerain Avenue. All the sinkholes, they're going to fix it. So they're going to fix all the sidewalk in the curbside crumbling. All I'm doing is with the grant money, without taxpayers' money. I accomplishing that, and that's my priority. I'll continue to do that if I get elected again.
Mr. Klassman, same question for you with regard
Sure.
to the roads and their current condition and how you might go about funding it.
Sure. Thanks for the question, Rose. And I will say that that is on my platform list of priorities. And as far as traffic goes, I think that we need to work definitely on getting that straightened out, sidewalks as well. But also we need to improve the high traffic areas, because as I drive up and down Colerain Avenue, I've been making notes. As I drive back in different subdivisions, I've been making my notes. And so I am familiar with the traffic situation and the road situation. So again, I have made that one of my priorities on my platform. Thank you.
Terrific. With that, again, continue to put your questions online, and we'll address those through the email. Going to redevelopment and business, and we'll start with Mr. Rajagopal first. Where do you see business development going in Colerain Township?
Thanks, Dave. It's very critical that we need to develop a lot of businesses.
I'm just going to interrupt for 1
Oh,
minute, so
sorry.
you all have a goal. I'll give this one 2 minutes.
Oh, you get 2 minutes?
That's
Okay.
terrific.
But I think the last month meeting, we developed, we made the resolution, TIF district, especially the southern part of, almost like a 10 TIF district for southern part of Colerain Avenue, which is not a bright looking, now a lot of business went out of businesses now. That's a priority. Okay, the second priority we have, the Northgate Mall. The Northgate Mall is going out of businesses, and what we plan to do, economic development, building condos also possibilities of building an hospital, emergency room, and a physical therapist place. Now, the best part is, we are now closely collaborating, working with the Chamber of Commerce. And, you know, you the president of the chamber, and that collaboration also with the participants of the neighborhood. The Colerain, it will draw the business if the Colerain looks beautiful, like Kathy mentioned about clean, beautification, all thing. Now, with the collaboration of, I don't know, they can read this, the citizens and the chamber of the business community, we're starting this, what do you call the team up to green up Colerain. What is going to happen, and when the Colerain Township become beautiful, it draws a lot of businesses. And we're going to build a lot of, this is our next project in 2021. There's a 2021 strategic goal and planning. People, residents can see that online. Okay?
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Klosterman, same question for you.
So it's a shame that Northgate Mall is in the situation it's in. But I have given that a lot of thought, and I do agree with what Raj has said, and we did not collaborate. But I do agree that I think a condo situation there would really help and improve that area. Again, as I said earlier, I've been driving around just trying to make notes of areas where I need to go or be so that I can participate in trying to make sure that we do bring businesses to them. So my first priority, again, would be Northgate Mall, looking at that, see how we can, because we already have new restaurants in that area. So I think it would help those new restaurants and even more.
Okay, terrific. Mr. Unger, same question for you with regard to business development. Where do you see business development going in Colerain in general?
You know, I think the best thing we can do to invite new business to Colerain is get government out of the way and allow the free market to take hold and allow businesses to develop naturally or organically. We provide top quality police and fire services, and we try our best to keep our neighborhoods in good condition through code enforcement, through rehabilitation of streets, through a lot of different things, but ultimately it's the marketplace that's going to decide what should be here. With regards to the Northgate Mall property, that is a privately owned piece of land, and it's owned by a gentleman in the state of Texas who has 17 other malls, and Northgate is not his worst property. There's still a lot of thriving businesses in there. In fact, there's a Kathy's Happy Organs and Pianos, where I've been taking piano lessons for 9 years. The lessons are on Tuesday nights, so I miss half of my lessons, but Kathy lets me come in on Monday, so there's my plug for Kathy. There are still some viable businesses in there. We did get a $20,000 private grant a couple years ago, and we developed a plan for what might become of the property at Colerain and Springdale. And it's a drawn-out plan. It's got retail, it's got housing, it's got some office, and it's there and it's ready. So if someone wanted to come along through the free market and develop that property, we've got something that's already sort of halfway approved, sort of a baseline for what would be approved at that location. So I just say the best thing to do is provide the basic services and then get government out of the way and let the free market take hold.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Ulrich?
As COVID has happened this last year and a half, I have gone to many different places, and I've seen lots of Colerain Township people at concerts, at breweries, and they keep going, why don't we have this in Colerain? I've been to the bike trails, restaurants. We need that in Colerain, and our residents really want this. I know we are getting a pickleball court, but I think we do need bike trails, and the development of our central business district, being Northgate Mall, is vital. I do know it's privately owned, and I would hope somebody would come up and see the potential that Colerain has with almost 60,000 residents, 50 square miles of people wanting to do something. We have the Zillick development on Blue Rock, which I guess is a United Dairy Farmer. We have Abbeytown, we have Crosley Meadows, we have Dunlap, we have Hunter's Ridge, and we have the Lake Laureate. We have lots of property that's being developed right now, and hopefully that will spur on more development for Colerain.
Terrific. Well, thank you for the detailed responses from each of you. We're going to just give a minute for each of the responses here, and we'll start with Ms. Ulrich first. As longtime residents, what are you most proud of in Colerain Township?
I like the diversity of families. I like I did all the stats for the real estate. We had almost 1,000 houses be sold in Colerain Township from a year from yesterday. And almost 700 were basically first-time buyers. So there is people that do want to move in. And we have new construction that's going to bring that second and third person buying in Colerain. I think we need the amenities to keep drawing those families in.
Terrific. Mr. Rajagopal, what are you most proud of here in Colerain Township?
I'm proud of Colerain. It's got a rich heritage. It's a beautiful, beautiful township. You look at it, oh my God, you drive around the Colerain Township, it's beautiful. And the people are so proud of Colerain Township. And also, it's a very diverse town. And, if you would have gone to the Oktoberfest, Donna Schwaben, you see that people reflecting the heritage of this Colerain Township and the building the culture they dreamed of. And, of course, Colerain was second largest township in Ohio and 100-mile radius and a lot of potential to grow. And our trustee, this board of trustees now, there are a lot of vision to grow this township a better place to live. We got a best fire department, a police department, as Dan mentioned.
Thanks for your enthusiasm.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Mr. Klosterman, you've been a longtime resident. What are you most proud of?
I am actually proud of the diversity, and actually several things, really. I'm proud of the diversity, and I'm also proud of some of the heritage things that Ross was just talking about. It's funny because when John Dunlap settled in 1790 in Colerain Township, the reason he named it Colerain is after the area where he grew up in Ireland. So isn't that funny that it's an Irish name, but we have a lot of diversity in here. Germans, I mean, it's really great. The other thing that I think is really nice is the cricket fields that were made and how well everything was received this past weekend and the weekend before and how it all went well. And I would say lastly, the Diwali, well, I would say if we could get a building for Diwali, then everybody can be included and it would be great. I like Diwali.
Mr. Unger.
What am I most proud of in Colerain Township? I have lived here my whole life, and it would have to be all the different people that I've met over the years. I'm one of 7 kids in our family. I grew up on Gaines Road. I bought my first house on Blue Rock in 1984, and we moved into the older part of the Fillmore subdivision in 2004. Throughout the course of my time as trustee, and if you watch our meetings, you'll see me hold up my cell phone and give my number, which everyone knows, 404-3057, and I get so many phone calls from different people, and I would guess the thing I enjoy the most and what I'm most proud of is just how nice people are, and I think we're all kind of looking to do the same things in life, pay the bills, keep a roof over our heads, and enjoy the camaraderie of friends and neighbors, and part of that goes back to the history of Colerain Township, and it's just a wonderful place to live, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Terrific. That's enthusiasm from all 4 of you.
And I'm going to stop for just a second because if you're watching this show on October 6th while we're live, don't call Dan's phone number. Email us live@waycross.org, and we can get your question to all of the candidates right here in the studio, and we'll ask them all for you right here. Of course, if you're watching this after October 6th, there you go. You have Dan's phone number.
The next question, we'll start with Mr. Klosterman first, and then Ms. Ulrich, and then Mr. Rajagopal. This question is for all of you, but how can trustees make sure that they hear the feedback from the greatest number of citizens? How can you hear from the greatest number of citizens in Colerain Township?
I don't want to sound political, but I'm glad you asked that because
We're going to do 2 minutes.
2 minutes on this
okay,
question.
that is one of the things I also have on here, which is called citizen awareness. I think if we could do something like they do in Venice and Ross, where they actually have businesses pay nominal fees for advertisement and I believe this is weekly, but I'm proposing quarterly. That way, everybody will know exactly what is taking place. I like the idea of what Mr. Unger has done as far as the posting of the updates on 96 hours before the trustee meeting. But if we could do something maybe once a month, that everybody, and call it just citizen awareness, where they are totally aware of what is being done. And it would not only help the citizens know what's taking place, but would also help the businesses, because they could have a nominal advertisement in that. It would be a free situation where people could come and get it, whether they go to church and get it at church, whether they go to UDF and get it at UDF, or some establishment. But I really think that's the way to go. I think we got to reach people. And I will say this. At the Historical Society, I met a woman, God love her. She did not have cable. She did not have a cell phone. She did not. So this, if we could do something like this, there's got to be more people that don't have cell phones and they don't have internet and they don't have, all they have is regular rabbit ear TV sets. In this way, if they go to church or if they go anywhere else and this paper's out there, they can get it and they can be aware.
Perfect. Thank you. Ms. Ulrich.
I am in total agreement with Mr. Klosterman. Part of the town hall meeting, one of the things I think Colerain is lacking tremendously is our PR. I actually brought Chief Denny and Chief Walzen after breakfast with them. I had no idea how wonderful our stats were, what a wonderful fire department we have that was like third in the nation. We have no promotion. We have no promoting the businesses. I mean, I have my in-laws that live with me. They don't own a computer. They don't have the internet. So we do need to reach out to those other people. I think the lack of communication with the fireworks, with the 9/11 memorials that were all going around in Colerain, we got to find an avenue to reach more residents, to tell them what is going on, and actually to help promote these businesses. I sit at Colerain and Springdale, that light, how many times? Why can't I see something, what's going on electronically or digitally? I think there's a lot of things we could do to help the PR. That's my personal goal, is to get better PR for Colerain.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rajak Paul.
Thank you, Dave. This Board of Trustees, never been before, they interact directly with the residents. They go out. We go out, talk to them. We all go out, talk to them. They call us. They contact our numbers. They email us. People don't have the computer, they make a phone call. If they need them, they call us. Every day I get about 10 or 15 phone calls from the residents. Also, we hired the receptionist at the town's 385-7500. She answers every phone call the residents make. Then people with the computers, we have the transparent access. Every documents, anything the residents wants to know, it's available, which never ever happened before, the previous. This government now, the trustees, we give the priority for the people to have access to all our documents. They can ask us. Also, they can come to our trustee meetings. Previously, the people have to fill the form like a Monday. Now, for the Tuesday meeting, now we post the agenda the Friday. So the residents have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days to address any kind of grievances or any kind of concerns. This is the trustees we have now. They more access to the residents than any of the trustees before I've never seen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Unger.
Dave, for the viewers, would you restate the question, please?
Sure, absolutely. How can trustees make sure that they hear feedback from the greatest number of citizens across the township?
Right, and the way we can make sure that the trustees hear feedback from the greatest number of citizens in the township specific to the trustees is to make ourselves available. As I stated earlier, I give out my phone number all the time, and I do get all kinds of phone calls Today's phone call involved a deer who is sadly deceased on the side of Hubble Road, which, if it was across the street, it would be in Green Township, but because it's in Colerain, I was able to give that resident the number of the county maintenance so that she could have the deer removed, and that is scheduled for tomorrow. I see you up there laughing, Dana, but the fact of the matter is, it's important that we're responsive to all sorts of requests. Like I said, I've enjoyed meeting so many of you that have reached out and contacted the trustees, and I just really enjoy the job, and I think the best way to make us available is to make us available. So thank you for a great question.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. And in deference to the deer, I was not laughing at its demise. Just the poor thing.
Yes, it is, and people should watch out for that because the deer are running right now.
Yeah, so you are getting informed so that you're ready to vote on your ballot, but you're also getting a public service announcement. Keep an eye out for the deer.
Yes.
Because
They don't have crosswalks and that type of thing, so they just dart out into the road.
deer are terrible at using crosswalks.
Yes.
So if you're watching this live on October 6th, you are not only learning about deer public service announcements, but you are getting a chance to hear from your candidates. You can email us. I actually want to ask a really quick question that Rose emailed in. Just a 30 seconds even. It's just a quick answer. But Rose in Colerain Township was just wondering if you could each tell us how long you've lived in Colerain Township. Some of you have already answered this in your statements, but just so folks get an idea of how connected you are to the community. We will start with Dan, I think.
Lifelong would be the answer.
Okay.
Grew up on Gaines, moved to Blue Rock, and now I live in the older part of the Philnall subdivision.
Ms. Ulrich?
I have been the chairperson of the Festival Basket Booth for 25 years at St. John's, the chairman of the fashion show for 10 years at St. John's. My husband and I have sponsored numerous youth softball, basketball, baseball teams. I've sponsored them. We've been involved with PWC, cleaning up people's houses and making minor repairs throughout Colerain Township. We've done baskets for the basket booth at the Taste of Colerain, which we love to do, and donated that money to the Colerain Boosters. I have been very much involved in Colerain and love to still keep being involved in Colerain.
And just for clarification, how many years in living?
38.
38 lives in the township.
Because she's 38 years old,
Yeah.
that's why.
You know we hate those questions.
We
I'm
do.
sorry, Dave.
Well, I know,
yeah.
but I want to be fair to Rose.
No, you're right.
Yes.
Rose
And
wants
make
to
sure she
know.
gets her question answered. Mr.
That is
Rajgopal?
correct.
Thanks, Dave. I live in West Side most of my life, and I moved from just border of Colerain and Green Township, which is we call Montfort Heights, where you live, and 8 years I've been living. But I invested multi-million dollars over 16, 17 years in Colerain Township because I know Colerain Township is the best place to invest. I invested money, multi-million dollar business in the Colerain.
Thank you. Mr. Kleshman?
I actually grew up in Colerain Township. I'm sorry, grew up in Green Township. However, I went to school in Colerain Township at St. James. And when I got out of the Marine Corps in the 80s, I guess, I don't know if I told anybody I was a Marine. I am a Marine. But when I got out of the Marine Corps in the 80s, we bought our first house on Kenburn Court. And so I would say total, then we moved away after we built the house. But you would think I moved to the next country because we moved to Fairfield, and that's just right on the other side. But then we moved back 9 years ago. So total, I would say 24 years.
Okay, terrific. The first person to respond to this next question, Mr. Rajgopal. And without referencing the document that you have in front of you in green, without showing it and pointing to it, and because at the risk of the other candidates not having that document available, the township has partnered, as all of you know, with the Chamber of Commerce, and who is truly representative of the businesses across the community, to make this a better place through the Team Up to Green Up program. This coming Saturday on October 9th, in cooperation with a chamber member and a community partner, PWC, we have the Community Give Back Day. What can area businesses, what can they specifically do to make this a better community? Mr. Rajgopal first.
Again, we go back to the business of vital role they play in the community, and which is the Chamber of Commerce now with your leadership, and you are involving, drawing more people to the getting together. And also, the business also seeing our vision. How can we better make this Colerain Township a better place to live? So the chamber has to support, give some, not all of the business owners know everything about running the business, where to seek help, how to provide the insurance for the employees, all kinds of things. They don't know, small business people. This is where the Chamber of Commerce plays important role, help the people, help the small business. The small business is very important to make the community richer. And it draws for more business, and it's a lot of things. The education part is very important. The training part is important. The communication is important. The neighborhoods needs a business. We need to go and approach them and think what type of business this neighborhood needs to create more jobs. A job is very critical. Right now the COVID-19 pandemic hit and damaged a lot of businesses. Then we need to pull together, bring back the businesses, and show them the resource they can get to start up their own business again, survive. Right now the business is a matter of survival. That's where we need to go and help these businesses. Thanks.
Ms. Ulrich?
Well, once again, I heard the citizens on the town meeting that they are appalled by the litter, and I do think that does detract from our businesses. I took it upon myself, and Dan was going to do it, but I beat him to it. I cleaned up all the litter in front of Colerain Bowl. I bowled at Colerain Bowl for years, and I want to see that business. I try to eat at the eateries here. I take my kids to Rock and Jump, the skating place. I want to encourage people to use the businesses in Colerain Township. And I love the beautification awards. I think that would be something that the township could do, is to get these businesses to get more responsive, to clean up their areas and make it more a beautiful and appealing place for people to shop at their places.
Terrific. Thank you. Mr. Unger?
So what can businesses do to help Colerain Township?
Absolutely.
Well, the first thing is locate here and keep your headquarters here and invest here.
Yes.
And the best way for the township to make it easiest for you to do that is minimize the effect of government on your business. We do have a zoning department, and we do have a small set of rules to obey, but the best thing we can do is let the market decide where you should be and provide good police and fire services and good public works so that people have access to your business. Colerain Township 50 years ago was Colerain Avenue. I remember when it was 2 lanes north of Springdale Road, and just watching all the growth, a lot of people did choose to locate here, and thank you for that. By keeping your property up and clean and calling the township when you have an issue that we can help you with, those are some of the best things a business can do, along with employ our citizens. And hats off to everyone who stuck it out through COVID. One of the first things we did as a board of trustees was relax all of our zoning rules. We allowed businesses to put flags and other advertising right out by the edge of the road, so people knew if you were open or not open. And I just thank you all for hanging in there during that time, and I'm glad that that's mostly past us. And keep investing in Colerain Township, and contact any of us if you need some help or ideas, or contact Dave if you need assistance from the chamber. So that's what businesses could do.
Thank you. Mr. Klosterman?
I think this has already been addressed, but I'm going to say it, and I do agree that we need to make sure that the businesses are successful. Once the businesses are successful, then they can see about helping out the rest of the township to be successful. It goes hand in glove, and I think it starts with us. And I think we need to make sure that the businesses are successful, and then they can see about making others successful. So.
Thank you for that. Thank all of you for that response. As the new person in the community, I appreciate the pro-business conversation and the partnership with the township and look forward to continuing that. We're going to make this a lightning round. Maybe we might get two additional questions in if we can. Mr. Unger first. What is unique? Each of you think about this question as it comes to your turn. What is unique about your skill set and experience that will make you the best township trustee?
So lightning round, 30-second answers.
What is unique about my experience? I have spent my life working in small family-owned businesses where you have to perform, or the free market will certainly sort out where you actually belong. That is the same spirit that I bring to my work as a trustee. This township has to do good. It has to do better. It has to reach out and be better than our surrounding neighbors. And I love our neighbors in Greene and Cincinnati and Springfield Township, but we have to provide a better business environment, and my understanding of how business works is why I think I'm the best choice for trustee.
Terrific. Ms. Ulrich?
I believe my 40 years of selling Colerain Township, selling buildings and businesses on Colerain, will help me generate and populate people coming here to Colerain Township. I have been, over the years, one of the top sellers of Colerain Township, and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of it because I love living here. I love bringing people to Colerain. I just want them to be happy here and raise their families like I did.
Mr. Rajagopal?
Dave, I came to this country with $8 in my pocket. You know, $8. Now, I'm a successful businessman. Like I said earlier, big investment. I raised 4 children. I taught the same ambition I had. I got a highest education. You know, this is a country of opportunity. I taught my children, you believe in yourself, use that opportunity, you can be successful. My first daughter is a businesswoman, and she's also an executive. Second daughter, she's a United States District Attorney. Third daughter, she's a medical student. She'll be getting the medical degree. Fourth is a son, engineer. Why I'm saying this is a dream I developed, I passed on to the children. I'm saying same to our residents. This is a country, we have the opportunity, we can grow. You can be successful whatever you want to be. I'm proud of that.
Thank you. Mr. Klosterman?
In one of my roles as a systems engineer, I was actually tasked with taking over a team because we had some really poor customer satisfaction issues. And I was able to turn that around in 24 months from a 68% satisfaction rating from the customers to a 92% satisfaction rating, which means that we had to go out and reach out to the customers. So I started a Call Me Monday program. And so we called them, they called us. And again, it gets back to communication, okay? So by being able to do that and raise the satisfaction level from 68 to 92%, that was really something, and I actually got an award for that. But the other thing that I believe helps me be successful, would be successful in this area, is when we had our first son, he was premature by 3.5 months. Cost us a small fortune. I went out and started buying houses to flip them long before it became a fancy TV show.
Thank you. This will be the last question before your closing statements, and it has to do with unity. What kinds of specific things can trustees do to bring unity to our diverse community that we have?
And this has to be lightning round 2 just to make sure we can make it into the end.
Mr. Klosterman first.
Bringing unity to the diverse, oh boy, that's a good question, and I'm not sure I was actually prepared to answer that, so I'm just being honest with you. I think that we actually started, it's already been started, by doing the cricket fields. Because I think there are a lot of people that came in for the cricket fields, and a lot of fun was had. I heard there were people from Michigan. I heard there were people from New York, from all over. So I think that was a good way to bring people into the township and try to unite a lot of people. Well, as you know, we have the Donauschwaben German Club. We have the Germania German Club. I think by having their events, I think people should be welcome to come in there, and they are. But, and again, the last thing I want to say is I think we should have something where we can celebrate Diwali.
Ms. Ulrich?
I love the Donna Schwab and the Germania Society, and I love Vinnie Collette. I love that we have host 3 things that people drive across east side, west side to get to Colerain. And I would love to see more small businesses. I love eateries of all different Mexican, Indian, Chinese. I love them all to come here. I would, unity, more people, more businesses, the better.
Mr. Rajagopal.
Chuck hit right on the target. I was instrumental in, with the help of Jackie, build the cricket field. That park was very abandoned, and we made it alive. Some of our young talents, they go to different city to play cricket. They kick them out. So they approached us. We need a cricket field, and Jackie, our public works director, did an outstanding job to build a cricket field. Like Chuck said, our township is increasingly becoming different, diverse people there. So we need to build more diversity type of events to bring together.
Mr. Unger, with regard to unity.
What can I do to promote unity in the township? I have visited every neighborhood in this township numerous times. I have met all sorts of people, and it's funny about my phone number. I do announce it. I never know who's going to call, but I talk to everyone, and I'll go out and see them if that's how they're going to get their answers for me to visit with them. As far as the township, we have a great park system. We have township events, and I thought our fireworks was very well attended, and it was a great reopening after COVID. And by having these township events and having the facilities we have and various community events such as Recycling Day and the different things, I think that's a great way to promote unity, and I just really enjoy it here, and I enjoy everybody I've ever met, so don't be afraid to contact me or any of us for that matter. It takes something for all of us to get up here and do this, and I think we all enjoy it, so.
Thank you. I appreciate all of your time in the studio. We are crunching right up to the end of our program, so thank you so much, Dave, for coming in and facilitating these questions. We have time for just a quick 1-minute closing statement if we go as fast as we can. I think we'll start where we started. We'll start with you, Mr. Klosterman, and we'll just go right down the table. Go ahead.
So a 1-minute statement, say that again, a 1-minute statement
Just
on
any kind of
closing?
1-minute closing statement that you would like to offer.
What can I say? I am a WYSIWYG guy. What you see is what you get. And you've already heard about my past experiences, about how I like to get involved. After the Beirut barracks was bombed, I wanted to get involved, so I joined the Marine Corps. Anytime I see something that I feel that I can be a help with, I like to get involved. And I sincerely think I can be a good help in the township.
Fantastic. Mr. Rajagopal?
Yeah, before I got elected, I made the promise, but I kept, promise was made, promise kept. I'll tell you, all the following programs are being built with the state and federal grants. I sought that grants and funding. Roads are being repaired, repaved. East Miami Road with the traffic lights at the Harrison Avenue, building sidewalks and safety sidewalks, and the Magalan Park is a big thing, and the building with the relationship with the school district. I brought a juvenile court in Colerain Township, so that the school can have their own juvenile court here, right in the Colerain Township, and we are providing top-rated fire and EMS services, and also combined police and code enforcement to provide utmost safety and the cleaner environment. So, also then again, like mentioned, this is the first time ever the business community through Chamber of Commerce and Colerain Township coming together, working together to achieve our goal.
Thank you. And Ms. Ulrich.
Could you repeat the question?
Just if you have one quick 60-second closing statement you want to go.
My number one is I love living here. I want to see the success of Colerain Township. One of my fortes is in my fundraising capacities, getting great people in Colerain Township that care so much for their school and their communities. And I have my little community. There's so many lovely little communities that work hard on getting their community to be what they want it to be. And I love that there is so many people out there through this campaign trail that are willing to do this. They want to work hard. They want to keep it clean. They want businesses. And I would love to work with all those people to keep that positive momentum going.
Great, thank you. And Mr. Unger.
What do you really know about a candidate besides their name on a sign? It's obvious, we all have a lot of signs out there. I have put together a website, it's unger4trustee.com, and I've put my ideology, the accomplishments, my resume, I've put all that on a website where people can see it, and obviously it includes my phone number also, and if you take a closer look at the website, you'll see my computer skills or lack thereof. But it is pretty friendly, and it's a couple tabs at the top. It's Unger4Trustee, and I hope you take a look at it. I've done what I said I would do 4 years ago. We've got the meetings under control. We've had multi-million-dollar surpluses every year. We will pay off the rest of our long-term debt by this December, and I'm really proud that's where we're at, and we are going to be living in a debt-free township. So to you, I say, please vote for Dan Unger on November 2nd. If you have any questions or you want to help, my number is 404-3057. Dan Unger appreciates your vote on November 2nd.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I can't believe we had lots of questions
We have a
left.
plethora of questions still remaining.
We are going to be completely out of time here, so I just want to thank you for joining us. Dave, I want to thank you for coming in and being here as part of the business community of Colerain, and I really appreciate that.
Well, we really appreciate Waycross availability to the public, making these available online through your website and after the fact is an incredible thing for our community to have.
It's wonderful to have this connection with the business community, with the township, and with our station to be able to do that. I also want to thank you for watching, because that means you want to be an informed voter when you go to the polls on November 2nd. So I'm just going to say that if you need more information to vote in the upcoming election, you can watch all of our election forums online at www.waycross.tv. You can also go to the Board of Elections website of Hamilton County, and you can make sure that you are registered. You can see a sample ballot. You can find out where your voting location is. All of this is at votehamiltoncountyohio.gov. Registration for this election ended on October 4th, but early voting has already begun. So make sure your calendar is marked for November 2nd. And I'm Dana Gagnon, Waycross Government Programming Coordinator. I'm here with Dave Moravec from the Colerain Chamber of Commerce. And we will see you at the polls on November 2nd.
Thank you.